Is celebrated a tribute to the former Met who on Sunday achieved baseball immortality when he was enshrined in the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. The ceremony about to begin. Here's PA announcer Roger Luce.
We now turn your attention to the field to continue tonight's festivities. Please welcome Mets broadcaster Ted Robinson.
Thank you very much. What a way to relive a great year in Mets history. But it was really the year before, 1985, when the celebration began. The Mets that year found themselves on the verge of greatness. Everybody knew the puzzle was coming together, but it still needed one key piece. And from Montreal, that piece arrived. The man they called Kid, Gary Carter. And what an arrival in New York. Who can forget a game-winning home run here in his Met debut? And that season he finished with 18 game-winning RBIs. The following year, along with Keith Hernandez, Kid captained the Mets to their second World Championship. He powered the Game 3 victory with a pair of home runs. And in Game 6, his 10th inning, two-out single sparked one of baseball's greatest comebacks. Tonight we're excited to introduce Gary's family, all seated to my left. His daughter and son-in-law, Christy and Matt Kearse. His daughter, Kimmy. Son, DJ. And Gary's wife, Sandy. And also part of the celebration tonight, some very important people from Gary's years with the Mets. During this fan-favorite second stint as a Met, he became their go-to man off the bench, Rusty Staub. A torrid second half by this second baseman helped solidify the Mets' pennant hopes, currently managing the Brooklyn Cyclones. Welcome back, Tim Tuffle. This pitcher's arrival from Boston completed an arsenal of intimidating arms. Current Binghamton pitching coach, Bobby Ojeda. This third baseman provided a mix of strength and speed throughout the late 80s into the early 90s. The Mets' 30-30 man and current Port St. Lucie hitting coach, Howard Johnson. Gary's co-captain, who led the Mets with the bat and the glove, Gold Glove first baseman, and current broadcaster, Keith Hernandez. His ascension to the Mets helm brought years of smooth sailing. The skipper of the 1986 World Champion Mets, welcome back, Davey Johnson. And finally, tonight's guest of honor. He's acquired the greatest title a baseball player can honor, Hall of Famer Gary Carter. And now with a special presentation on behalf of the New York Mets, welcome interim general manager Jim Duquette.
Thank you, Ted. This past weekend, Gary Carter was awarded baseball's greatest honor with his enshrinement in Cooperstown. However, a mere reading of his numerous accomplishments and recognitions does not tell the whole story. What Gary brought to the Mets, his special spirit and enthusiasm for the game, cannot be found in a box score. Gary led the league in intangibles. His headstrong, gung-ho approach to baseball was contagious. His on-field brilliance was rivaled only by his clubhouse exuberance, and it was a winning combination. As a catcher, he helped shape a young and eager pitching staff. As a co-captain, he helped steer them to victory. When Gary stepped to the plate in that fateful 10th inning of Game 6, he never doubted himself, and his team battled back. His belief spread. Gary's gallant gamemanship consumed the Mets. Now he shares that tireless force with our current minor league players as the Mets catching instructor. When the Mets acquired Gary Carter in December of 1984, we found a leader for the ages. Gary, congratulations on your Hall of Fame inductions. Obviously, the choice of hats became an issue of some angst to you. After posting impressive numbers in Montreal and boasting a championship with New York, it's fitting that you should wind up emotionally and geographically in between. On behalf of the Mets, I would like to present you with this special gift. The Mets have commissioned this bronze plaque, patterned after the one in Cooperstown, with one minor adjustment. This Gary Carter is wearing a Mets hat. Hold on. I speak for the entire Mets family and the millions of fans who cherish the memories you created for us when I say you may have entered the Hall of Fame as an Expo, but you remain in our hearts and minds forever a New York Met. Congratulations, Gary.
Thank you, Duke. And thanks to all of you for being here this evening. God bless each and every one of you. I definitely have been given a time frame tonight. Tom Glavine warming up in the bullpen and getting ready for tonight's game. That's the most important. I am so grateful and so thankful to share this evening with all of you, especially my former teammates to my right, Howard Johnson, Keith Hernandez, Rusty Staub, Tim Tuffle, and Bobby Ojeda, and my skipper, Davey Johnson. How about it? There is no question that 86, without a doubt, as I said in my acceptance speech on Sunday, the greatest thrill of my career was that 86 World Championship season. I also want to thank my family, Christy and Matt, my daughter Kimmy, my son DJ, and my wonderful wife of 28 years, Sandy. I also want to thank Steiner Sports tonight for helping sponsor those pictures that you have that you were greeted with is a part of that. And I certainly want to thank the Mets organization for this tremendous evening. A lot of great memories. Bob Murphy
is going to live and has his legacy for many, many years. It was a sad moment when I heard about his retirement. But Murph, God bless you. You will be missed. But I appreciate everything you did for the New York Mets. God bless you, Murph. And in closing, I want to thank the Wilpons. Jeff Wilpon, who made this evening possible. I also want to thank his great father, Fred. And do me one favor. Pray for Jeff's mother, Fred's wife, Judy, who's having surgery. Tonight is the night. Pray for that she comes through her surgery with flying colors. If nothing else, pray for these great guys over here on the first base line, because one day they will be back in the winner's circle. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Gary Carter and his family having some photos taken. I thought that was a nice touch that the Mets presented him with that plaque with a Mets cap on it, a replica of the plaque that is at Cooperstown. Of course, Gary did go in, and appropriately so, as a Montreal Expo, the team for whom he played 11 years and with whom he broke in, but none can deny his accomplishments here with the New York Mets and what he meant to the New York Mets. And a special night here at Shea as Gary and some of his former teammates get together to relive some past glory. And Gary, of course, encouraging the fans here to cheer on the current edition of the New York Mets, who someday hope to return to, as he called it, the winner's circle. The Mets, of course, in a rebuilding, reconstructing mode here. And tonight, that will be on display as some of the youth will be on the field taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. But a nice night here at Shea Stadium weather-wise, and of course the fans responding with some warm applause for the kid who got that nickname as a rookie with the Montreal Expos. And for the most part, no one calls him anything but the kid anymore. Again, he will be joining Ted Robinson and Fran Healy in our broadcast booth tonight to talk about some of his memories with the Mets, the team he joined in 1985, and of course talk about his induction into Cooperstown on Sunday. As I look around the stadium here at Shea Stadium, a great number of fans wearing replica Mets jerseys with the number 8 on their back, the name Carter across their back, banners and posters held high, recognizing Gary Carter for what he meant to them, lo, these many years ago. Davey Johnson back here at Shea Stadium for the first time since 1990 and receiving a nice hand from the crowd here. There is still more to go on Gary Carter night, so let's return you to our PA announcer, Roger Luce.
And now, fans, please direct your attention to the pitcher's mound for tonight's ceremonial first pitch. Making his way to the mound, the newest member of baseball's Hall of Fame, Met legend Gary Carter. Gary's used to being behind the plate, but this time, Gary, it's your pitch. Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to home plate for a special presentation to Gary Carter. In his continuing role as Mets roving catching instructor, Gary spends time with each of the Mets clubs. Gary, to help you speed your way from Brooklyn to Binghamton to Norfolk, the Mets present you with this Harley-Davidson motorcycle, courtesy of Maximum Motorsport of Riverhead. Congratulations, Gary, and easy riding. Ladies and gentlemen, your Hall of Fame catcher, number 8, Gary Carter.
A sharp-looking hog, a Harley, given to Gary Carter this evening. Ceremonies are over. We'll have the first pitch here at Shea right after this.